So we'll start from where we left, and we will be, covering this triuge in detail. Within the realm of gross relationships, nothing conceptualized can exist without a conceptualization of its opposite. Most of your day-to-day experience is foundationed in this reality. With the realm of sublime relationships, nothing which exists has an opposite. All is one, and everything progresses from one to the other in a never-ending circle. Time is such a sublime realm in which what you call past, present, and future exist interrelationally. That is, they are not opposites, but rather parts of the same whole, progressions of the same idea, cycles of the same energy, aspects of the same immutable truth. If you conclude from this that past, present, and future exist at one and the same time, you are right. Yet, now is the moment to discuss that. We can get into this in much greater detail when we explore the whole concept of time, which we will do later. The world is the way it is because it could not be any other way and still exists in the gross realm of physicality. Earthquake and hurricanes, floods and tornadoes, and events that you call natural disasters are but movement of the elements from one polarity to the other. The whole birth-death cycle is a part of this movement. These are the rhythms of life, and everything in gross reality is subject to them because life itself is a rhythm. It is a wave, a vibration, a pulsation at the very heart of all that is. Illness and disease are opposites of health and wellness and are made manifest in your reality at your behest. You cannot be ill without at some level causing yourself to be, and you cannot be well again in a moment by simply deciding to be. Deep personal disappointments are responses which are chosen, and worldwide calamities are the result of worldwide consciousness. Your question infers that I choose these events, that it is my will and desire they should occur. Yet, I do not will these things into being. I merely observe your doing so, and I do nothing to stop them, because to do so would be to thwart your will, and that in turn would deprive you of God experience, which is the experience you and I have chosen together. Do not condemn, therefore, all that you would call bad in the world. Rather, ask yourself, what about this have you judged bad? And what, if anything, you wish to do to change it? Inquire within rather than without asking, which part of myself do I wish to experience now in the face of this calamity? What aspect of being do I choose to call forth? For all of time exists as a tool of your creation, and all of your events are merely present themselves as opportunities for you to decide and be who you are. This is true for every soul. So you see, there are no victims in the universe, only creators. The masters who have walked this planet all knew this. This is why, no matter which master you might name, none imagined themselves to be victimized, though many other were truly crucified. it's very interesting to note why is it that, these things happen. And God is right now telling the author that it is your manifestation at play, your creation at play. और हर बंदा सोचता है यार मैंने तो कभी ये सोचा भी नहीं था, और अगर सोचा था मैंने तो बड़ा पॉजिटिव सोचा था, बट व्हाई डू बैड थिंग्स हैपन टू मी? This is a persistent question with everybody, especially all those who are into law of attraction and everything. यार मैंने तो बड़ा अच्छा manifest किया था, but मेरे साथ तो हुआ नहीं है. And God is now saying that you are the creator of what is happening around you, to you, and everything. How does this work? How it actually works is what inputs you give in terms of gunas. जो हिंदी में गुना होते हैं ना, सतगुण, थ्री टाइप्स ऑफ हाँ गुनास, सात गुण, सात्विक,
सात्विक, राजसिक एंड तामसिक.
राजविक एंड तामसिक. सो ये आपकी इनपुट्स है बॉडी के. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू दोज इनपुट्स everything is being manifested in your space. So if you are having more of sattvic, now input, I'm talking about all five senses. Eating is one input. So if there is sattvic around you all the time, that means you are eating sattvic, you are listening sattvic, you are seeing sattvic, you are feeling sattvic around you, the space around you is sattvic, and you can, whatever is in your space is all sattvic. The entire creation will be sattvic. Whereas अगर वो क्रिएशन तामसिक होगी या रजोगुण में होगी, वो वैसे वैसे एक्सपीरियंसेस क्रिएट करेगा. दिस इज हाउ योर रियलिटी वर्क्स. दिस इज हाउ यू अट्रैक्ट थिंग्स. वी हैव दिस थिंग, या मेरे साथ क्यों ऐसे हो रहा है? So if you have to go to the core, why is it that I am manifesting these things at the subconscious level, is the sensory inputs. Definitely there is a karmic journey at play. I am not against that, but in day to day life जो हमारे सेंसरी परसेप्शन के इनपुट्स है, सेंसरी ऑर्गन्स के जो इनपुट्स है, उसमें इन तीनों गुणों में सात्विक, तामसिक और राजगुण, इसमें क्या कॉम्बिनेशन में वो चल रहा है, that is how your reality is going to be created. I mean, a lot of people do not know about it, and a lot of people don't talk about it कि क्यों हो रहा है. But the core root why this is being manifested in your life, in your space around, works on these three basic gunas. So अगर हमने अपने senses को उस तरह के environment में, food में, vision में, hearing में, feeling में, space में, वो सारी चीजें की हुई है, that's how it works. And a very simple thing I'll tell you is just take a normal जो होती नहीं है अगरबत्ती type incense anything, and just close your eyes and just move that agarbatti on your outer body 7 times. Feel the difference. That has what has that done? That has actually purified the space around you and your aura. So जब आप वो करते हो, वो आपने अपनी स्पेस और ऑरा को एक सात्विक इनपुट दिया है. दैट इज व्हाई यू विल फील गुड अबाउट इट. सो इन ऑल व्हाट यू डू, अगर आप ये तीनों में हर जगह बिकॉज सात्विक इज सपोज्ड टू बी द हाईएस्ट इफ यू टॉक अबाउट एन ऑर्डर, एंड तामसिक इज द लोएस्ट, एंड राजगुण इज नंबर 2. सो जितना आप उसको सात्विक पे रखोगे, दैट मीन्स यस वेजिटेरियन फूड, वीगन, no dairy, no animal. I'm not promoting that, but yeah, that's how manifestation works at subconscious level.
Bhaiya, can you explain the 3 terms the way you explained the first term? Can you explain the other 2 also? Because I got a bit confused because I don't know the meaning of the 3 terms.
So sattvic is more towards purity, more towards vegetarian in terms of food, in terms of listening. You can say bhajans, they have a very high frequency. powerful, positive words, they have high frequency. So when you use them, whatever you eat should be vegetarian. You should, it should be vegan, non-dairy. Rajgun has slightly some pleasures in it. Like spices will come under Rajgun, not Sattvic. Okay, because that's more towards the pleasure. So Rajgun is the life of a Raja, if you compare it. He has those luxuries, but yes, it's not that negative, but yeah, a lot of luxuries, not just plain. So Sattvic is a sadhu. So whatever a sadhu would do is more of Sattvic stuff. Whatever a Raja would do, or a CEO would do, is more of that, flamboyant lifestyle, more focus on pleasure, comfort, but still decent in the level. And what is Tamasic is purely negative, is, going in for negative foods, using negative words, all the time in worry, Sara time, you're just destroying your space around with, foul smell in the room and everything. These are all Tamasic vrittis.
Got it.
So
Second one was Rajvik.
Rajguna, Rajogun.
Rajogun, right.
Judge not then the karmic path walked by another. Envy not success, not pity failure. For you know not what is success or failure in the soul's reckoning. Call not a thing calamity nor a joyous event until you decide or witness how it is used. For is a death a calamity if it saves the life of thousands? And is a life a joyous event if it has caused nothing but grief? Yet, even this you should not judge, but keep always your own counsel and allow others theirs. This does not mean ignore a call for help, nor the urging of your own soul to work towards the change of some circumstance or condition. It does mean avoiding labels and judgments while you do whatever you do, for each circumstance is a gift, and in each experience is hidden a treasure. There once was a soul who knew itself to be the light. This was a new soul, and so anxious for experience. I am the light, it said. I am the light. Yet all the knowing of it and all the saying of it could not substitute for the experience of it. And in the realm from which this soul emerged, there was nothing but the light. Every soul was grand, every soul was magnificent, and every soul shone with the brilliance of my awesome light. And so the little soul in question was a candle in the sun, in the midst of the grandest light of which it was a part. It could not see itself nor experience itself as who and what it really is. Now it come to pass that this soul yearned and yearned to know itself. And so great was its yearning that one day said, do you know, little one, what you must do to satisfy this yearning of yours? Oh, what, God, what? I'll do anything, the little soul said. You must separate from the rest of us, I answered, and then you must call upon yourself the darkness. What is the darkness, O Holy One? The little soul asked. That which you are not. I replied, and the soul understood. And so this soul did remove itself from the all, yeah, going even unto another realm. And in this realm, the soul had the power to call on its experience all sorts of darkness, and this it did. Yet, in the midst of the darkness, did it cry out, Father, Father, why hast thou forsaken me? even as have you in your blackest times. Yet I have never forsaken you, but stand by you always, ready to remind you of who you really are, ready, always ready to call you home. Therefore, be a light unto the darkness and curse it not. And forget not who you are in the moment of your encirclement by that which you are not, but do you praise to the creation even as you seek to change it. And know that what you do in the time of your greatest trial can be your greatest triumph. For the experience you create is a statement of who you are and who you want to be. I have told you this story, the parable of the little soul and the sun, so that you might understand why the world is the way it is and how it can change in an instant the moment everyone remembers the divine truth of their highest reality. Now, there are those who say that life is a school and that these things which you observe and experience in your life are for your learning. I have addressed this before and I tell you again. You came into life with nothing to learn. You have only to demonstrate what you already know. In the demonstration of it, you function it out and create yourself anew through your experience. Thus do you justify life and give it purpose. Thus do you render it holy. So it is all about experiencing what you are here. What is the lesson that you are here to experience? What is the wisdom? Because the knowledge is already there with the soul. But वो knowledge किसी काम की नहीं है जब तक हम उसको अपनी डे टू डे सिचुएशंस में यूज नहीं करते हैं और उससे हम विजडम नहीं सीखते. It's very easy to acquire knowledge. हमारे पास already है. So what is more important is turning that knowledge into wisdom. You know, it's about realizing who you truly are. So there's a small an anecdote. There was this person, he lost his keys in a room where there was total darkness. And he got very puzzled. How will I find it? There's no light here. So from the window, he sees that, there is a light outside the house on the street, which is working. So immediately goes there and starts looking for the key there. Will he find the key there? No. But he wanted to look because there was light there. Another person is walking by and he asks, what are you doing? He says, I'm looking for my key. So he's a good friend. He also starts looking for the key. कि भैया इसकी चाबी गुम गई है, let me help him. Good soul, good human being. 5-10 मिनट हो जाते हैं. Then he asks, यार कहाँ तूने लास्ट कहाँ घुमाई थी? कहना मैंने तो उस कमरे में घुमाई थी ना जहाँ पे लाइट नहीं है. कहना फिर हम यहाँ पे क्यों ढूंढ रहे हैं? कहना क्योंकि यहाँ पे लाइट है, हम यहाँ ढूंढ सकते हैं, वहां ढूंढ नहीं सकते, वहां डार्कनेस है. So what is the moral of this entire story? How do you find the key in a dark room? Switch on the light. So life is all about finding the light, because these dark situations, dark events, dark circumstances, dark people, all these negativities referred to as dark. तो उस dark को दूर करने के लिए कुछ नहीं करना, is just simply switch on the light. And switch on the light in literal sense in our day-to-day working implies is to get the wisdom. हर एक चीज आप जो देख रहे हो, that is your perspective. Everybody has different perspectives. Everybody has different ways of being. It cannot be the same. You know why? Why do we have unique fingerprints? No person ever has the same fingerprints. That's something which is totally unique. Out of 7.2 billion people on planet Earth, nobody will have the same. Why? Because you are unique. And your perspective, your point of view will always be your point of view. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि that is right. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि nobody can differ. Everybody will have their own points of view. उस डार्क सिचुएशन में लाइट ढूंढो कि अगर मेरी को if I'm not agreeing with the other person, it's okay. You don't need to agree. But then you don't need to make yourself feel bad, na? You can always tell yourself, okay, in your mind, always have this conversation. That is my point of view. Probably this is the other person's point. If you feel, you can analyze and step into his or her shoes and see what is his or her point of view. आपको पता लग जाएगा. But not necessarily everything will be the same. It
But
never
the
happens.
question, if there's a situation, supposedly I take you, me, and Supriya in the situation, I have a certain point of view, and you both have a second and a third point of view. The way you said कि मैं या तो accept कर लूं कि आप दोनों का अलग point of view है, या मैं अपने आप को आप लोगों की position में डाल के analyze करूं. बट अगर मैं आप लोगों की पोजीशन में डाल के अपने आप मतलब एनालाइज करूं सिचुएशन को कि ओ अर्जुन भैया का ये पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू होएगा, सुप्रिया दी का ये पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू होगा, इट्स मैं तो ओवर थिंकिंग में जा रही हूँ. फिर मैं तो अपने आप को ही और एग्जॉस्ट कर रही हूँ.
नहीं.
क्यों नहीं?
Looking
अगर
at
आज
the other's
आप
perspective.
तो
Don't
लाइक
look at the other's perspective from the point of view of judgment. Hello. जजमेंट पहले आपको ड्रॉप करनी पड़ेगी. अगर आप जजर्स माइंडसेट के साथ किसी का ओपिनियन एनालाइज करोगे तो यस यू विल गेट इनटू अ लॉट ऑफ मेंटल chaos, मेंटल ओवरथिंकिंग. ड्रॉप द जजमेंट फर्स्ट. यू कांट जस्ट गो लाइक दिस. बिकॉज अगर आप दूसरे के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू को अपने पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से कंपेयर करोगे तो आप जजमेंट कर रहे हो. सो जजमेंट और कंपैरिजन को तो ड्रॉप करना पड़ेगा. देन ओनली यू कैन हैव अ न्यूट्रल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू ना.
तो फिर जैसे अब हम तीनों का पर्सपेक्टिव है, सो व्हाट एम आई सपोज टू डू? कि एक तो है कि चलो आप दोनों का पर्सपेक्टिव है, ठीक है, एंड देयर.
At the end of the day, you are responsible for your own self. Whatever you feel is good will keep you at ease. You don't get anxious. You are not, bothered by the situation so much that it overpowers you. Do that. It's not a quick fix solution for everybody. All situations will never have a quick fix solution. They are not maths problems ki formula lagaya, solve kar diya. Life does not work like this. Life is about experience. सोचो, ठंडे दिमाग से सोचो कि क्या हुआ, कैसे हुआ. Try to appreciate others point of view. लाइफ में कभी क्विक फिक्स नहीं मिलेगा. Honestly speaking, कभी नहीं होता. It's not a maths problem that you learn the formula and it's solved. No, every situation will be different. Every reaction of everybody, your mental frame of mind would be different in all situations.
तो उसका क्रक्स तो ये हुआ ना, letting it go basically.
It's very easier said than done.
Yeah, I know it is easier said than done, but conclusion तो यही है ना कि let go कर दो.
हाँ, let go कर सकते हो तो बहुत बढ़िया. फिर तो चाहिए कुछ नहीं और.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
हाँ जी, तो मैं बस एक एग्जांपल देना चाह रही थी रिसेंटली कि मेरे साथ मैं किसी को मिली सुबह स्कूल ड्रॉप करते हुए बच्चों को, और मुझे फील हुआ कि उनको शायद मुझे उनसे कुछ ऐसी मतलब वाइब लगी कि वो मुझसे बात नहीं करना चाह रहे थे या थोड़े से रिमूव्ड लगे. तो उस समय मैंने इमीडिएटली जज किया और मैंने अपने माइंड में भी बोला कि यार चलो शायद मेरा पर्सपेक्टिव है, बट ऐसे तो नहीं करना चाहिए, इतने अच्छे दोस्त हैं ऑल दैट. उसके बाद इन द डे वो थॉट मेरे दिमाग में चल रहा था, तो मैंने बोला चलो मैं उनको, ये सिर्फ मेरा वे है जो मैंने किया, ट्राई टू सी कि हाउ, और मुझे उन्हें शाम को भी मिलना था किसी कारण से. तो मैंने बहुत सारा आई सेंट अ लॉट ऑफ लव एंड लाइट टू द पर्सन, एंड इवनिंग में मैं जब उन दोनों को मिली, हस्बैंड वाइफ, तो बिल्कुल चेंज था सब कुछ। मतलब इतना मुझे फील हुआ जैसे कि मुझे रिसीव हो रहा था उनकी तरफ से, जो मुझे सुबह बिल्कुल उल्टा लग रहा था। तो ये मैंने दिन में किया कि मुझे लगा कि चलो मैं ही भेज देती हूँ, अगर वो नहीं दे पाए तो मैं दे देती हूँ, मेरा क्या जा रहा है, मतलब मैं तो दे सकती हूँ अगर चाहूँ तो। तो मैंने आई सेंट अ लॉट ऑफ दैट, एंड इन द इवनिंग द सिचुएशन वाज कंप्लीटली टर्न्ड। तो सुबह मैंने जजेस माइंडसेट से कंप्लीटली दोनों को लेबल जज वज कर दिया कि अरे ऐसे कैसे हो गए, ऐसे तो नहीं बोलते थे। फिर वही चीज मैंने पूरे दिन में थोड़ा सा उसको, आई मूव्ड माई सेल्फ अवे फ्रॉम इट एंड यूज दिस टेक्निक, एंड इन द इवनिंग आई, इट वाज अ कंप्लीट शिफ्ट ऑफ एनर्जी।
Did the person change?
हाँ,
Did the
did the
person
person
change?
change? No, the person remained the same, but
Yes. What
the
changed?
the, the energy changed, right? So I
Your
mean that's what
perspective changed. You wanted it to work out
possible.
because
Yeah.
see the person, अब एक ही बंदा है जिसके साथ प्रॉब्ली आप रह रहे हो या मिल रहे हो। एक टाइम पे आपके साथ बड़ी अच्छी दोस्ती है, एक टाइम पे यार ये तो बंदा समझ नहीं आ रहा मुझे, यू नो इट हैपेंस, बट द पर्सन नेवर चेंजेस, योर स्टेट ऑफ माइंड ऑल्टर्स। सिमिलरली जब वो उस बंदा अपने पर्सपेक्टिव से देखेगा, he is also the same person, his state of mind is also going to vary na for him, but at the end of the day we are only responsible for ourselves. So अगर हमें किसी को love and light देना है और that improves our perspective, go ahead. हम because हम किसी को change कर ही नहीं सकते, we can't go there and change 7.2 billion people. So the only person who we can work on is one, you yourself. So the person will not change. The point of view of looking at the person. So you changed your judger glasses, आपने side की, and you took out new healing glasses, giving energy, light, and it changed. Nice. Are you saying that all the bad things that happen to us are things of our own choosing? Do you mean that even the world's calamities and disasters at some level created by us so that we can experience the opposite of who we are? And if so, isn't there some less painful way, less painful to ourselves and others, and to create opportunities for us to experience ourselves? You asked several questions, and they are all good ones. Let's take them one at a time. No, not all the things which you call bad, which happen to you, are of your own choosing, not in the conscious sense which you mean. They are all of your own creation. You are always in the process of creating. Every moment, every minute, every day. How can you create? We'll go into that later. For now, just take my word for it. You are a big creation machine. You are turning out a new manifestation literally as fast as you can think. Events, occurrences, happenings, conditions, circumstances, all are created out of consciousness. Individual consciousness is powerful enough. You can imagine what kind of creative energy is unleashed, whether two or more are gathered in my name. And mass consciousness, why? That is so powerful that it can create events and circumstances of worldwide import and planetary consequences. It would not be accurate to say, not in the way you mean it, that you are choosing these consequences. You are not choosing them anymore. Then I am choosing them. Like me, you are observing them and deciding who you are with regard to them. Yet, there are no victims in the world and no villains. And neither are you a victim of the choices of others. At some level, you have all created that which you say you detest, and having created it, you have chosen it. This is an advanced level of thinking, and it is one which all masters reach sooner or later, For it is only when they can accept responsibility for all of it that they can achieve the power to change part of it. So long as you entertain the notion that there is something or someone else out there doing it to you, you disempower yourself to do anything about it. Only when you say, I did this, you can find the power to change. It is much easier to change what you're doing than to change what another is doing. The first step in changing anything is to know and accept that you have chosen it to be what it is. If you cannot accept this on a personal level, agree to it through your understanding that we are all one. Seek then to create change, not because a thing is wrong, but because it no longer makes an accurate statement of who you are. There is only one reason to do anything as a statement to the universe of who you are. Used in this way, life becomes self-created. You use life to create yourself as who you are and who you always wanted to be. There is also one reason to undo anything, because it is no longer a statement of who you want to be. It does not reflect you. It does not represent you. That is, it does not represent you. If you wish to be accurately represented, you must work to change anything in your life which does not fit into the picture of you that you wish to project into eternity. In the largest sense, all the bad things that happen are of your choosing. The mistake is not in choosing them, but in calling them bad. For in calling them bad, you call yourself bad since you created them. This label you cannot accept. So rather than label yourself bad, you disown your own creations. It is this intellectual and spiritual dishonesty which lets you accept a world in which conditions are as they are. If you had to accept or even felt a deep inner sense of personal responsibility for the world, it would be a far different place. This would certainly be true if everyone felt responsible. That this is so patently obvious is what makes it so utterly painful and so poignantly ironic. The world's natural calamities and disasters, its tornadoes and hurricanes, volcanoes and floods, its physical turmoils are not created by you specifically. What is created by you is the degree to which these events touch your life. Events occur in the universe which no stretch of the imagination could claim you instigated or created. These events are created by the combined consciousness of men. All of the world co-creating together produces these experiences. What each of you do individually is moving through them, deciding what, if anything, they mean to you, and who and what you are in relationship to them. Thus, you create collectively and individually the life and times you are experiencing for the sole purpose of evolving. You asked if there is a less painful way to undergo this process, and the answer is yes. Yet nothing in your outward experience will have changed. The way to reduce the pain which you associate with earthly experiences and events, both yours and those of others, is to change the way you behold them. You cannot change the outer event, for that has been created by the lot of you, and you are not grown in your consciousness to alter individually that which has been created collectively. So you must change the inner experience. This is the road to mastery in living. Nothing is painful in and of itself. Pain is a result of wrong thought. It is an error in thinking. A master can disappear the most grievous pain. In this way, the master heals. Pain results from a judgment you have made about that thing. Remove the judgment and the pain disappears. Judgment is often based upon previous experiences. Your idea about a thing derives from a prior idea about that thing. Your prior idea results from a still prior idea, and that idea from another, and so forth, like building blocks until you get all the way back in the hall of mirrors to call what I call first thought. All thought is creative, and no thought is more powerful than original thought. This is why it is sometimes also called original sin. Original sin is when your first thought about a thing is in error. That error is compounded many times over when you have a second or third thought about a thing. It is a job of the Holy Spirit to inspire you to new understandings which you can free you from your mistakes. So at the end, what matters is not what experience is there. How we get to that experience, or how we relate ourselves, or how we perceive, or how we judge that experience, that is what creates the pain. Because whatever is outside is common. But how my mind perceives whatever is outside decides my opinion. If it's raining outside, given this example a lot of times, I'll give it one more time. If it's raining outside, one person can have a thought, oh my God, it's raining. It's going to be a chaos on the road. It's going to be a big traffic jam. One person seeing the same rain can have an expression of joy. Oh, wow, it's raining. I would love to have a rain bath. Is the rain different for both of them? No, it's the same rain. But एक उसको एक नेगेटिव परसेप्शन से देखने की कोशिश कर रहा है, एक उसको एक पॉजिटिव परसेप्शन से देखने की कोशिश कर रहा है. रेन में कोई पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव तो नहीं है. It is a fact. That is reality. But how we perceive it based on our memories, based on our belief systems, based on our programming, that decides our response. External में कुछ नहीं है. सारा लोचा हमारी प्रोग्रामिंग, हमारी अपब्रिंगिंग के बिलीफ सिस्टम में और कंडीशनिंग में. So whatever is outside is always as it is, but how we perceive it based on our memory, based on our upbringing, programming, and all that conditioning, that is going to decide that. इसीलिए हर एक के अदर अलग अलग पॉइंट्स ऑफ व्यू होंगे. It's natural. Everybody is not the same. Everybody is unique. But the pain is not from the external event. The pain is your own perception and association linked with that external event. So हम external event को कुछ नहीं कर सकते, but हम अपनी association, अपनी perception पे काम कर सकते. That is why we say that all you can do is just work on yourself. Are you saying that I shouldn't feel bad about the starving children of Africa, the violence and injustice in America, the earthquake that kills hundreds in Brazil? There are no shoulds or shouldn'ts in God's world. Do what you want to do. Do what reflects you, what represents you as a grander version of yourself. If you want to feel bad, but judge not and neither condemn, for you know not why a thing occurs, nor to what end. And remember you this, that which you condemn will condemn you, and that which you judge, you will one day become. Rather, seek to change those things or support others who are changing those things which no longer reflect your highest sense of who you are. Yet, bless all, for all is the creation of God through life living, and that is the highest creation. Could we just stop here for a moment and let me catch my breath? Did I hear you say there are no shoulds or shouldn'ts in God's world? That is correct. How can that be? If there are none in your world, where would they be? Indeed, where? I repeat the question. Where would shoulds and should nots appear if not in your world? In your imagination. But those who have taught me all about the rights and wrongs, the do's and don'ts, the shoulds and shouldn'ts, told me all those rules were laid down by you, by God. Those who taught you were wrong. I never set down a right or wrong, a do or a don't. To do so would be to strip you completely of your greatest gift, the opportunity to do as you please and experience the results of that. The chance to create yourself anew in the image and likeliness of who you really are. The space to produce a reality of a higher and higher you based on your grandest idea of what it is of which you are capable. To say that something, a thought, a word, an action is wrong would be as much as to tell you not to do it. To tell you not to do it would be to prohibit you. To prohibit you would be to restrict you. To restrict you would be to deny the reality of who you really are, as well as the opportunity for you to create and experience that truth. There are those who say that I have given you free will, yet these same people claim that if you don't obey me, I will send you to hell. What kind of free will is that? Does this not make a mockery of God, to say nothing of any sort of true relationship between us? Well, now we are getting into another area I wanted to discuss, and that's this whole business about heaven and hell. From what I am gathering here, there is no such thing as hell. There is hell, but it is not what you think, and you do not experience it for the reasons you have been given. What is hell? It is the experience of the worst possible outcome of your choices, decisions, and creations. It is the natural consequence of any thought which denies me or says no to who you are in relationship to me. It is the pain you suffer through wrong thinking. Yet, even the term wrong thinking is a misnomer, because there is no such thing as that which is wrong. Hell is the opposite of joy. It is unfulfillment. It is knowing who and what you are and failing to experience that. It is being less. That is hell, and there is none greater for your soul. Yes, sir.
I have another doubt. The way we discussed पिछले पेज में कि जो rules lay किए हुए हैं, those are not the rules laid by God. But then जो भी हमें ये सब चीजें पता चलती हैं, ये बड़ों से ही पता चलती है. So जब कोई बड़ा किसी बच्चे को बोलता है कि ये ना करो, वो मत करो, तो like they are also setting rules for us कि ये सही है, ये गलत है. Like if I take a small example, my dad has always told me कि शादी के बाद इधर नहीं आना, that is your first house, this and that. Maybe मेरा एक अलग perspective हो सकता है उस बारे में, बट मैं क्योंकि एक बहुत बचपन की एज से वो सुनती आई हूँ, तो अब मेरा पर्सपेक्टिव भी वही है जो मेरे डैड का पर्सपेक्टिव है.
वही तो बिलीफ सिस्टम है जो हमारे को बड़ों से मिलता है. वही, दैट इज पार्ट ऑफ द कंडीशनिंग एंड प्रोग्रामिंग ना आई एम बीन टॉकिंग अबाउट.
तो फिर बंदा बच्चे को कैसे रेस करे? आई मीन लाइक इफ यू सेंड योर किड्स आउटसाइड, इफ दे आर स्टडीइंग आउटसाइड, एंड एज पेरेंट्स यू आर कंसर्न्ड आल्सो कि बच्चे के साथ कुछ गलत ना हो जाए, लाइक व्हेन आई वाज
वो
स्टडीइंग इन
गलत
दिल्ली।
हो, थॉट में क्यों लेके आते हो गलत हो? यार ही इज अ किड, ही हैज टू एक्सपीरियंस थिंग्स ना। एज अ केयर टेकर और एज अ पेरेंट हम हमारी फर्स्ट थॉट नेगेटिव क्यों होती है बच्चों को लेके?
या
कांट
बिकॉज़
दे
व्हेन
हैव
आई
नाइस
वाज इन
एक्सपीरियंसेस?
दिल्ली हमेशा यही होता था, ये ना हो जाए, वो ना हो जाए, मतलब वही आता था।
Part of who you are. Your belief system is what you are right now. What you are, your true self, उसके ऊपर belief, conditioning और programming के layers है, like an onion has layers. एक के ऊपर एक, एक के ऊपर एक. तो as a therapist or as a healer, what does he do? He or she does is he peels off those layers. I'll give you a small example. Is the world flat or round or oval?
There are different answers to this.
What is your answer?
Round.
Round. Have you seen the world round?
No.
पर ये बिलीफ है ना.
Hmm.
हमें तो फ्लैट दिखती है, हमें सामने हर चीज हमारे लेवल पे दिखती है. थोड़ी सी एस्केलेशन आती है अगर हम हिल्स पे जाते हैं, बट थिंग्स आर फ्लैट बिकॉज जो माउंटेन है वो फ्लैट के ऊपर एक हाइटेंड सरफेस है, बट अर्थ तो फ्लैट है. तो दिखता है रियलिटी में अर्थ फ्लैट है, बट किसी साइंटिस्ट ने जाके ऊपर से स्पेस में जाके फोटो ले ली कि जी अर्थ तो राउंड है, उसने उसका ग्लोब बना दिया, हमारा बिलीफ में आ गया. दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन बिलीफ एंड रियलिटी. And we believe that the world is not flat, it's round or oval. That's how belief works.
But then, like, if I see my case, so फिर what should have my parents think been when I was studying in
तो हो
Delhi?
चुका जो, वो तो कारतूस निकल चुका है, वो that you are what they did.
Yeah, but for
Your
future, like, I
your
should also
entire
know कि
belief
अगर बच्चे
system
हैं तो
planning.
क्या करें?
No,
उनको
no,
छोड़ दें बस.
no. Your entire belief planning and conditioning happens till the age of 8-9 ना. उसके बाद तो judgment form हो जाती है ना. This is good, this is bad. This I like, this I don't like. It's not कि ये 8-9 years के बाद होती है. 8-9 years तक the cognition of the human is nearly fully developed. उसके बाद तो उस layers पे एक experience, for example, एक memory है, अगर पढ़ोगे नहीं तो fail हो जाओगे. I'm not saying that it's not a good thing or a bad thing. There's no judgment to it. For example, कोई बच्चे ने, उसको पेरेंट्स ने बोला बेटा पढ़ोगे नहीं तो फेल हो जाओगे, पढ़ोगे नहीं तो फेल हो जाओगे. वो नहीं पढ़ा, फेल हो गया. उसकी बिलीफ में एक लेयर आ गई, हाँ यार पढ़ना तो पड़ेगा नहीं तो फेल हो जाएंगे, बगैर पढ़ाई तो पास नहीं हो सकते. अगर उसके एग्जाम्पल में वो नहीं पढ़ा बट वो फिर भी पास हो गया, वो बिलीफ शैटर हो जाएगा, उस पर लेयर नहीं आएगी. So this is not in our control. What is in our control is now we are, this knowledge is in there in our space. So we need to see कि ये belief कहाँ से आ रहा है, and हर एक belief के साथ कहीं ना कहीं एक judgment छुपी हुई है, एक labeling है, उसको पकड़ो. जब हम उस judgment और labeling को पकड़ लेंगे ना, that shatters the belief and peels it off. So that's the self-worth. Because हर belief के पीछे देखो, no parent, I don't say that parents do not have a good interest. Everybody wants good. तभी वो इतना कुछ करते हैं अपने बच्चों के लिए, ठीक है. It's that even they are not aware. Because उनको भी same belief programming से पाला गया. It's not कि मेरे पेरेंट्स ने मुझे जैसे मेरी प्रोग्रामिंग हुई या नहीं हुई कि उन्होंने को जान के किया. No, this is how they were programmed. That's why they're doing that. But since now this is in our space, कि भैया ये प्रोग्रामिंग का है. So आज की डेट में what is the buzzword when it comes to parenting is conscious parenting. conscious parenting talks about to empower the children. उसमें उसको अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस से सी बिलीफ बनेगा, पैटर्न्स बनेंगे, बिकॉज दिस इज पार्ट ऑफ मेमोरी, दिस इज पार्ट ऑफ एवोल्यूशन. बट लेट हिम एक्सपीरियंस थिंग्स, लेट हिम बी. वो अपने एक्सपीरियंस से जो सीखेगा ना, उसको सारा टाइम उसमें कभी वो नहीं होगा कि ये मेरे को बताया गया था, ये ऐसे नहीं करूंगा. बिकॉज होता क्या है, जो फियर एलिमेंट है ना, जो पेरेंट्स से बच्चों में आता है इन टर्म्स ऑफ योर प्रोग्रामिंग एंड कंडीशनिंग, वो फियर एलिमेंट के साथ आती है. दैट इज वेयर द डैमेज इज डन. बिकॉज अगर वो फियर एलिमेंट नहीं, एडवेंचर के उससे एक एक्सपीरियंस मिले, उसका इम्पैक्ट बहुत ज्यादा होगा. बिकॉज पेरेंट्स का डर, पेरेंट्स ने डर बनाया होता है, डांटना, डराना, ऐसे नहीं करेगा तो वो हो जाएगा. आई मीन, फॉर गॉड सेक, आई अपील टू ऑल, प्लीज डू नॉट स्केयर योर किड्स और किड्स अराउंड यू. दिस इज द नंबर वन मिस्टेक वी ऑल मेक. और मैक्सिमम टीचर्स, मैक्सिमम पेरेंट्स, मैक्सिमम बड़े सबसे पहले ऐसे नहीं करेगा तो ऐसे होगा. I mean, I have issues where I have to actually pick up my child and walk because I don't want this thing to be in his face. Why should he be scared? क्या होगा? He will just have an experience. Explain that to the child. Everything is there to enjoy. See, उसको हर एक चीज सिखानी है. Firstly, they will pick up from your actions. But it's not कि आप बच्चों को नहीं सिखाओगे. You can't just let them be. You have to teach them discipline. You have to get angry at times, but you need to be. सबसे पहली चीज, we're going on a very different topic. Never say no to your child till the age of 8. चाहे लोग बोले, अगर तू इसको ना नहीं बोलेगा, इसको ना सुनने की आदत नहीं है, it's okay. Do not say no. आपने उसको मैन्यूवर करना है ना कि ये चीज नहीं करनी है. Work with him and change his perspective. If you do not want him to watch the screen before he is 8, try not to go to him and say, don't watch the iPad. Instead, start watching with him. Can we change? Start, uske ko toys samne le aao, start playing with those toys. He will get distracted and he will start playing with the toys. So, चीज हमने वही की. Our main aim is that he should not watch. But हमने उसको मैन्यूवर ऐसे किया कि हमने उसके टॉयज ले आया, उसको डिस्ट्रैक्ट किया, and he is not watching the iPad. So there are ways. Conscious parenting is a extremely big science right now, and a lot of people are actually taking, courses and the proper workshops for it. So yeah, ये belief system का जो patterning होती है ना, this is all part of